Welcome to the Shakaama Live Show with your host, Shakaama. Feminism tricked me. Feminism has let me down. I was fooled by feminism. Women are coming out and saying this on TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook, but they don't mean what the actual reality is. They mean, I'm single, feminism tricked me. I'm single, I'm going to blame it on feminism. But the people making the video are not feminists. What are they? They are the city girl, which you would call the modern woman, what some people would call the sleep around girl, the loose woman. There we go. They say they believe that the feminism has let them down because they are alone, without a man, without kids. But that's as far as the analysis go. Pack it up. Where have all the good men gone? We're out of here, sis. I can't believe feminism has let me down. In reality, feminism did let them down, but it is way more serious than just men don't like feminist women. And that's why she's single at 40, 50, 60 years old. It has created a complete toxic environment for dating and marriage, and even having children. In fact, to be a wife with children is the most hated position in feminism. Try and prove me wrong. You can't prove me wrong because I have the receipts of a young girl, 18 years old. Her post went viral. Why? Because she said, I cannot wait to be married and to cook my husband breakfast, pack his lunch, send him off to work, clean the house, and then when he comes home in his dirty clothes, wash his clothes, run his bath water, rub his feet, and serve him dinner. And the reason it went viral is because all the women came out the woodwork telling her what an insane and vile and disgusting woman she was for even saying that out loud. I think she was 17 even, and she said that was her reason for being. She could not wait to be a wife. And oh my God, she couldn't wait. And she's got all of the recipes that her and grandma gave her. The women came out the woodworks. Thousands, hundreds of thousands of women to tell this young woman just how disgusting she was. So if you want to argue with me that being a wife and a mother isn't the most hated position in feminism, you got another thing coming because I have the receipts. What's number two? What's the number two most hated position to be in feminism? To be a man, or worse, to be a boy. Because as a boy, you're just a broken girl. There is something wrong with you. Sit down, shut up, don't talk. Now, I grew up in an era where they did say, sit down, shut up, don't talk. But the adult in that situation was an actual teacher. And they weren't telling us about their social life or sex life even, or their mental illness that they have. That's how they do it these days. Women have elevated every talking point to reality. It is mass psychosis. That means they are sharing a mass dream altogether, which is supposedly something only available in fantasy books, right? We all had a mass psychosis. We all had a mass dream. Everybody dreamt the same thing together. It is a sci-fi fantasy notion, but it is a reality. If you believe it, it's real. But what they fail to expand on is that it's only real to you and to no one else. This right here is why we have the pronoun people, because they are told, if you believe it, it's real. No, it's only real to you. And you have to constantly repeat it to yourself because reality has a way of crashing your party over and over and over. So you have to constantly tell yourself, I'm a they, them. I have a psychology degree. I know that's what you have to do. The guy who says, I'm Napoleon, has to repeat it to himself over and over and over. I'm Napoleon. I'm George Washington. I'm Moses. You do not If you care about that person, repeat it to them. You are Napoleon. No, you do not do that. You say, no, Harold, you are Harold. You have always been Harold. You were born and they gave you the name Harold. You've been Harold for 37 years. You're Harold. You're not Napoleon. You're only 37 years old. You're not 500 years. Napoleon is dead and gone. He's in the ground. He's gone. You're not Napoleon. You do not agree with the person. You don't encourage their psychosis. That is psychology 101. You want to introduce reality to them at all time. What about a person with Alzheimer's? I am your son. I have always been your son. I am 18 years old. I'm your son. I've been your son for 8. You don't agree with them that I'm the insurance salesman come to sell you insurance. No, I'm your son. You don't agree with them. You introduce reality to them constantly. Men are not dangerous. Boys are not broken. And women are not sweet. I include that last part because as I'm studying, I didn't want to go to med school because it would have been a very long haul in school, something like 20 years. No, med school isn't 20 years, but it's 4 years plus 2 years, 4 years plus 2 years plus 3, 15 years? Almost 20 years, right? I didn't want to go to med school, but I do keep up on medical and nutrition stuff in terms of health and psychiatry. Psychiatry is actually the medical doctor of psychology. Women are not sweet. The reason I include that is, as time progresses, we see more and more aggressive women coming to the front. Women doing exactly, if not worse. It's worse because people give women leeway because they're women. They don't expect women to do stuff that men do, right? Criminally, I'm talking about. And so then they let them get away with stuff, not understanding that they are a dangerous person. And then the woman orchestrates just mass murder. Orchestrates. She does it and she gets other people to do it with her. And when I say other people, I mean like lots of other people. She uses her feminine wiles, if she has any. As time progresses, as we keep eating this terrible stuff that has hormones in it, because they give the animals these hormones, and then we eat the hormones inside of the animal, and we become broken women, all of us. Breasts, fat, balding, broken. If you have perfect testosterone, you don't go bald. If you have perfect testosterone, you know what causes balding, right? And I bet you're going to get it wrong because they keep trying to promote this minoxidil to tell you that you need to do this when actually it's a nutrition thing. It's not minoxidil. You don't need minoxidil, but it's also hormonal. You are getting hormones and stuff that's not supposed to have hormones. Meat is not supposed to have a hormone in it. That's just not it. But they're injecting hormones into the cows and stuff. And when I mean and stuff, and that's to do away with the disease that the animal has and to make it big and fat. So they inject the meat with the stuff and the cow becomes big and fat overnight. And then we eat the meat and we become big and fat and we wonder what happened? No, it's in the meat. Anyway, women are getting all sorts of hormonal stuff because women do stuff that men do not, right? You would have to eat a lot of meat for you to start developing breasts and all that sort of stuff. But it's also in the milk too. So if you drink milk and you eat the meat, you're just getting double and triple the hormonal intake. But women are getting testosterone and they're becoming violent and criminal. Understand this. When the women first try to do transition from female to male, and they got their first boost of testosterone, the very first women who did that were so shocked because they got the testosterone. Okay. And then they released them into the public. And the women freaked out because they said, we wanted to jump on everybody in a sexual. How do men control this? This is insane. they had to bring them back into the laboratory, keep them for a while before they released them back into the public, so that to make sure they understood that they could not go that sort of stuff to people. Men are under control 99% of the time. A crime is measured per 100,000 people. One guy versus 100,000 people. One guy, one. And that one guy has an entire list of crimes that he could possibly commit. And do you think it's always something sexual? No. It includes burglary, grand theft auto, writing bad checks, Ponzi schemes. These are all different things that he could do. It's not always beating up a woman. But again, it is measured by 100,000 people, population, to one guy. So no, not all men are dangerous. Feminism has led you to believe that all men are dangerous. That is the most dangerous part about feminism. But you keep messing around. Keep messing around. CRISPR technology is only going to get cheaper and cheaper as the years go on. That means men can have children on their own without input from women at all. Right now, it's really expensive, but there is a huge market for it, and it will completely make women obsolete. When I say there's a huge market for it, there's a huge market for it. Women talk about their biological clock ticking and they want to have children. Men don't have a biological clock, but men have baby fever just like women. Well, not just like women, way more than women, because it is a constant thing. For a woman, it comes and goes, and then after a while, it's gone, right? Men don't have a clock, so the baby fever stays the entire time until it's over, until they have children. So there is a huge market for CRISPR technology. Do you think that the people who are making CRISPR technology do not realize that a lot of men want to have children, and they have the solution? You can have the child without any input from a woman whatsoever, and she would never take your kids away nor demand child support, because they would be yours and yours alone. You can't even do it with a surrogate, because the courts have determined that even a surrogate can demand the child back and demand you pay child support for a child that's supposed to be just yours. And she had no input into it, because a surrogate is your sperm, egg from somebody that you want, and then the egg goes into the surrogate. The surrogate is just a house. But the courts have determined in Florida that the surrogate can sue for the child and get child support from. What kind of nightmare world is that? So CRISPR comes along and says, you don't need women at all. And they have 4 children who should be adults right about now. They did the dire wolves, and that went viral. I told you about CRISPR technology 10 years ago. Nobody believed me. Now they have dire wolves. Dire wolf is something, it is so old, and it went extinct, but they got the DNA out of fossilized crystals, and they made dire wolves, and it was on the cover of Time magazine or Newsweek, one of those. The howl of dire wolves, not heard for 400 years, something like that. They went extinct, and now they're back. Also, Paris Hilton and some others have invested in CRISPR technology to bring back woolly mammoths. I told you this 10 years ago that it was here already. Nobody believed me. Now it went viral on X, Twitter. It went viral, period, on the cover of the magazine. But wait, there's more. You think men will still want to be with you? Oh yeah, they can have their children, but they still want to be with you. Meaning they still want to have sex with you. I'm sorry to inform you, but the artificial womb feels 10 times better than yours, because it does things that a woman cannot physically do. And for all sizes of men, men come in all different sizes, yeah? Ranging from super duper small to super duper big. There are men who cannot physically have sex with women because they're so well endowed. But the artificial womb can take it. Absolutely. Don't worry, there's artificial male genitalia for you, and it is 10 times better than a man. Which reminds me, a woman took a man to criminal court because she didn't like his toys while she had her toys in a drawer in her nightstand right next to her bed. It is a thing that they have criminalized it for men because the desire of a man is not the desire of a woman. We are not equal. We're not built the same. But women, through feminism, has this mass psychosis going on, and the courts agree with the women. Why? Because you all buy stuff all the time. So you are going to be listened to. That's it. It's not because you're great. It's not because you're sweet. It's not because you're nurturing. It's because you buy stuff. That's it. That's the whole book. Women buy stuff. Men buy stuff too, but men think about it. Men are logical. Men think, do I need this? And if the answer is no, men don't buy it. Women go shopping to go shopping. Men go shopping because they need something and it's on their list, and then they buy it and then they leave the store. They have criminalized male toys. It's really crazy. It has nothing to do with an actual person. No person is harmed. It's plastic, or actually now it feels like real skin, silicone. And it's warmed, and it's 10 times better than a woman. Hands down. It is just... No, I have not tried, but I've seen it. I've seen other YouTubers try it here on YouTube. Keep messing around with men, you'll find out. Keep not taking accountability. You're going to wake up, and the 18-year-olds are going to be saying, we're all the good men. That's how bad it's going to get. 18-year-olds are the pinnacle of desire for men, right? 18, not divorced, don't have children, maybe. That's getting worse and worse and worse as time goes on. Not jaded, not experienced, not mature, not seen it all. Oh yeah, I came here with my ex. Oh, you did? Yeah. Yeah, he was terrible. I hate this place. None of that when she's 18. And for you women who say, oh my God, why would you date an 18-year-old? That's that age gap. You're only saying that because you are 40, 50, 60. We don't have a time clock. Men don't have a time clock. Go look at a Sylvester Stallone movie right now. Go look at what's his name? Go look at a Matt Damon movie right now. Go look at a Robert Downey Jr. movie right now. Sexiest Man Alive. That comes out every year. And it's actually a list. It's not one person. It's a list of like top 100 men in the world. And the list changes every year. And they're not all 18-year-olds. In fact, there's hardly any 18-year-olds on the list. Because it has to be somebody that we have seen, we have experienced, and we kind of feel like we know. And then we say, oh, okay, that guy is the sexiest man alive. And that list changes every year. And 40, 50, and 60-year-olds are on it constantly. Men do not have a clock. That's a good and bad thing. You all don't call out criminal women. You don't call out evil women. You don't call out insane women. It's okay. You'll be left alone. The loneliness epidemic isn't a man thing. Men are born alone, treated alone, left alone all of our lives. That's not a change. The change that is coming is you being left. When Wall Street does a memo to all of its millions of investors, and says in 5 years, half of the women are going to be single, no child, no husband. Invest appropriately. When Wall Street sends out that memo, you can guarantee that it is not propaganda, and they're not trying to convince anybody of anything else. It's a private memo that got leaked to the public. It's a private memo to investors. Hey, this is going to happen within 5 years. Invest appropriately. That means this is not insider trading. This is just a heads up. You should get your bets in right now because those bets are going to be paid off in 5 years when the women are alone. Thank you all for watching.